Hey everybody, welcome back. What we're going to be going over today is a demo on using speech to text with Python. And basically we're going to be doing all of this in the Cloud Shell, another lovely code lab that we can kind of play along with. Again, highly recommend you give this a shot. But where this kind of falls in the grand scheme of things for us as cloud application developers is we can use an API to interact with pre-baked machine learning models that we don't necessarily have to muck around with the parameters of the model, selecting the algorithm. We just want to take some speech and turn it into text. So that's basically what we are going to be doing here. Now, I have already enabled the speech-to-text API, brand new project going on here, a bunch of other tabs open because I'm waiting for an AI platform demo to kind of chunk through its learning, and it's taking a while. But let's go ahead and get up and running. All we should need is the Cloud Shell for this lab. It will be Python based, so if you are hopefully starting to pick up a little bit of Python along the way, that would be probably helpful, but again, we have a lot of copy and pastable code that we can use. And let's see, I've created a new project for this, as with all of them in recent memory. So we can go ahead and get up and running here. So we've already enabled our service. Just for fun, we can triple check to make sure that it is enabled. No errors on this side, so I am good. Now we need to get our project ID. So as you can kind of see here, I don't have this set yet. So let's go ahead and bring this into an environment variable. Okay, so helpful because my ID here is a little bit different. All right, now we need a service account. So we're going to be using the service account to access our speech to text. Now, if we popped over to the service accounts page, we could see this account has been created. And we want to create a key for this service account to use to access it. Again, nothing too crazy that we are doing here. I see this key.json file has been created. I should be able to see it right in my home directory. And we're going to now set our environment variable to use that. Again, I'm just in the Cloud Shell here. This could be something that you could do in your local terminal as well. Assuming you have the Cloud SDK installed. I'm just going to use the Cloud Shell this time just for ease of use. But we have everything we need. Now, we need, this should already be here for us, but let's go ahead and install that. I guess it's not. Okay. I keep forgetting every time I create a new project, old Python packages disappear. But we now have Google Cloud Speech's API installed. All right, now this is a little bit different. So I am not typically an IPython user, but it is a different way to basically interact with Python. It looks like you see here. We have just a different interpreter. I could say print hello. There's my hello. But let's go ahead and get the audio file here. So if we wanted to listen to it, we could check it out. It's a FLAC file, so it's a lossless, kind of a nice file to work with. But let's go ahead and get the following code. Why are we doing all of this? This seems like it's not worthwhile to be in here. So let's get out of here. Let's create a speech2text.python file. Let's drop all of this into the script here. Python 3 speech2text. All right, you should see the following outputs. Oh, we never called print sentences. That makes sense. So just kind of free coding here. So we have our config, we have our audio. We want to call speech to text config audio. I see. So they wanted to do it interactive. This is one of those code labs where I'm just kind of going live here. How old is the Brooklyn Bridge? 98%. Not too bad. How old is Brooklyn Bridge? Okay. We can also update our config to enable punctuation, so let's go ahead and do that. I should say if you want to get a feel for Python, definitely by all means type this in IPython line by line. For me, it is kind of irksome to type this in line by line. So we're going to go ahead and do it separately. So let's add in this update call here. So config.update dict enable automatic punctuation equals true. Speech. We can just copy this line here. So we're now going to see two lines. So print initial print auto punctuation. So going off of the CodeLab script here. Save it, quit. Let's clear this out and run again. Initial 98%. Automatic punctuation, still 98%, but now we have question marks in here. So we're basically picking up on the nuance of that speech. All right, so we can also add in timestamps, which is helpful as well. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all this code down here, and we're still using the same audio file. But what we have in here are some basically looking for second offsets, and second being time-wise. So we can take a look through this transcribed text and see when that actually occurred. And this can be helpful for you if you are trying to figure out when something was said in basically a text file, spoken word file. So let's try speech2text 2.py. Copy and paste. All right. We still need to copy this out, or we still need to, call this. So let's say speech2text config audio. We should see an output kind of like that. Python 3 speech2text 2. Here's our transcription. So again, just to kind of summarize where we're at so far, we are grabbing an audio file off of a public bucket. We're using the speech-to-text API, which we have linked up with our credentials, and we're just automatically figuring out what that person's saying. And what I should say too, maybe it would be helpful, this should play okay, but
How old is the Brooklyn Bridge?
Let's try that again with louder volume.
How old is the Brooklyn Bridge?
Okay, that's what we're transcribing. I use Streamlabs for recording, and the latest Windows update broke everything on my computer. So hopefully that came through okay. If not, I will link to the file below and you can listen to it yourself. So this was an English language file. You can transcribe any of the languages supported by Google. If I recall correctly, there is 120, at least as of this recording. It's a pretty reasonable amount. So we did the offsets. Now, let's take a look at a different language. So this one will be in French. So let's update our code here. And we're going to look at a different language. Speech2text 2. Desert. I can type. No, I can't type today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and comment out our configs here. Again, commenting in Python is with pounds. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm updating the script with a new configuration saying the language is in French, so run the French language model. We're looking for punctuation, we're looking for timing. Here is the link to the actual file that we want to use here. And hopefully we can listen to this one too.
Maître Corbeau sur un arbre perché tenait en son bec un fromage. Maître Renard, par l'odeur alléchée, lui tint à peu près ce langage. Et bonjour, monsieur du Corbeau.
I caught fromage. I cannot speak French. But I can use Google Cloud to tell me what was said. Well, sorry, let me take that back. We can use Google Cloud to understand what was said in French, and then I could drop this into translate.google.com or use the translation API, which for funsies, of course it can. Just kind of looking at the differences between French and Corsican French. It's very different. Okay. Basically, what we've done is translated a completely different language using nothing except a configuration tweak. We didn't have to feed a machine learning model with a bunch of French spoken words. Google already has that for us. All right, so what I'm going to go do now is clean up my project and get rid of it. Hope this was helpful for you. Kind of a nice, easy way to ease into machine learning. And again, speech to text isn't the only thing that we can use with Python or with any basically RESTful call. We can use the Vision API. We can use the Translate API. Any of those machine learning based models that we presented in the other slides in the overview video of machine learning. It's all as easy as calling an API. You don't have to do the modeling, which is very, very nice if you want a, say, quick answer. Anyway, hope this was helpful for you. See you next time.